Welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. In this episode, we're going to be looking at my Shubunkins and trying to pick out which ones I'm going to keep for the future. I know it's early already, but it's getting close to the end of January. I cleared out a 30-gallon tank that I'm going to put my very best fry in there, and I'm going to heat that area and give them a little bit more food than the other ones would normally get. And well, it's heated so I can get a little bit better growth, and I've got lots of filtration. So let's take a look at the fish I have. I'm going to show you which ones I think are going to do something in the future, and you let me know what you think. Also let me know on, should I be changing the name of my fish? I get a lot of people joking about Stubunkins, but should they be called Stubbs Shubs? Or Stubby Shubbies? Say that 3 times fast. Either way you look at it, I think my fish have a unique look. I've been trying to get a more defined blue and a deeper red. And through breeding, I think I've been able to do that. But I'm still working on it. It's still a work in progress. I've been doing it for over 10 years. And well, each year is a bit different. And I'm hoping this past year, I've got some really nice ones. I'm really looking forward to breeding this coming year, but that's on a future video. So let's get to it. Sorry if the audio is a little bit wacky. My microphone adapter just snapped, of course, because, well, these hands, apparently they're not gentle. Let's get to it. These are my best male Shubunkin Goldfish. A couple of them are getting older, and I'm going to have to replace them as broodstock, and they're starting to lose some of their color. That happens with age and hair, apparently. Now, just because they're some of the color is gone doesn't mean they can't produce good offspring like these guys. These ones I'm really hoping, or have big hopes for the following years. They're not all perfect, like this guy here. The blue one, it's kind of got a creature from the Black Lagoon head, just around his gills. There's nothing wrong with the fish. I'm hoping that it's relatively a minor issue, because his finnage is perfect, and I want to keep him, see what happens. But I have to go through all these other fish to see which I think are going to be my best for the future. And it's going to be really hard to go through all these tanks. I want to pick out at least a dozen that I want to raise separately in a pond by themselves. And, well, I can pay a little bit more extra attention to them. But just going through all these fish is time consuming, but boy, is it worth it. Look at these guys. This is the one tank that, well, most of these are going to be pond grade, but there might be a couple diamonds in the rough. But you have to go through them all. These ones I'm going to show you, I've taken out of my middle tank, which I've already set aside as I'm thinking I'm going to keep. And I'm definitely liking some of the patterns on this one. It's got great finnage, and the body shape is excellent. I'm just hoping the red comes out a little bit more. It's a pretty dark little fish. It's definitely going to be one of the ones I keep. In fact, all this grouping that you're going to see are going to be the ones I'm going to keep for future, at least for the year anyways. This one's awfully dark, but I'm hoping there's a red underneath that black. I've seen it disappear before, and then you get an intense red. So I've seen that look before. Same with this fish here. It's got some really nice red to it. It's definitely got some nice blues, as you can see here. Even though these guys are quite small, I hope to be able to add some real size on them, even though they're only going into a 30-gallon tank. But like I said before, it's going to be heated, and they're going to get some special food. Yes, these ones are going to get special treatments. They'll get a little bit more brine shrimp
Cost is a factor when you raise this many fish, so you can only give your best quality fish your best feed. Unfortunately, I'd like to be able to feed them all the same, but I can't. This one here, he's very tiny. I'm debating whether to keep him at all. He's got a really short body. Some would call it a stubby body, but we won't have to say that, right? And I'm going to show you why I'm keeping these dark ones. This guy right here, that's how he started out. And look at him. He's probably one of my best Shubunkins. The next grouping I look for, this one is all about patterns. See the clean break between the red and the white? That is really sought after, especially with koi people. But the white's clean on this one. I have really high hopes for it. I wish it was bigger, but I think I can improve on that. These guys are definitely going to get some special treatment, that's for sure. Sorry for the reflection, but you see what I mean when I'm talking about that nice distinct red pattern, and it's split. This one here, I like the red on it. I'm hoping it intensifies. I'm not overly impressed with the actual pattern itself, but I wanted to see where it goes. The lighting here just really doesn't do this red color in there justice. Hopefully in another few days, once it's back in an aquarium and it's had a chance to calm down, you'll be able to see that red a little bit more intense. But as you can see, it's a pretty good looking little fish. It's not going to be big. The next one here, well, it's got a little bit better finish. I'm liking the black on it. I don't know how strong that is going to stay. If it stays, it's going to be a beautiful fish. It's going to be mainly a reddish, orange, and black fish. It's, again, a very dark fish. I really like the darker Shubunkins. I don't know why. Probably because there's a certain koi I like, and a lot of these have those traits of being the dark colors. But I'm really liking that one with the distinct cut in the pattern there. I was able to locate another blue and black one out of the lower tank that I had not previously picked out. It's got excellent finish. It is a little small, but I think it's going to grow up. And I'm thinking I'm seeing almost a Ginrin pattern on it, as in the scales. I think they're going to be reflective, like one of the other fish I have. So, or two, actually, I have. But yeah, it's going to be it's got a good body shape. I think it should go nicely. I liked a little bit of white on the head of it. This guy here, it's all about the finish on him and the pattern. Pattern is equal. There's a nice break in the colors, and the white on this is going to be nice and clean and clear, and hopefully it doesn't speckle up. It is, again, a very small fish. Because my fish bred so late in the season, they didn't get much growth over the summer period, which was disappointing because obviously I don't get great growth inside because of the numbers I have and the limited tank space. Did I mention I wanted an indoor pond? Anyways, back to topic here. This guy here, I like. It's got some of the colors and the patterns I like. I'm hoping that red intensify and the blue pops more. A lot of these are going to be guessing, but it's a real even pattern where the red is equal on both sides, and then there's a nice uniform red on its head. It's not onto one side or the other. And that's what I'm looking for. A lot of these fish is pattern, pattern, pattern. I think that's really key when you're dealing with Shubunkins. That could be just my way of thinking because of koi. Now with this one here, thinking the white will clean up. I'm hoping it will. It's got a real even pattern, which is very important. I'd like to show from top, side, and then in both in a clear and in a tub, whether it's a white one or a blue. But you can see where I'm talking about the white. I'm hoping will clean up, and I think it will. It's translucent right now, but it'll either go that or it'll go blue. Either way, I think it'll be a very good-looking fish. I just wish that they were so much bigger than they are, but after a full summer's growth, they'll be fine. This guy here, I'm liking the pattern. Again, it's an even pattern. I like the black on the tail. That's going to be really nice when once it gets bigger. The black really, on the finnage really makes this fish pop for me. It's got a pretty good body shape. It is a little short, but I want to give it some time to see what happens. Again, just another view into the bowl with the rest of them. There are some really nice reds in there, and they're only going to intensify. I found one more dark one in the larger tank, actually, and it surprised me. I think it's going to be nice. It's very, very small, unfortunately. But with some TLC, it just may turn into something. It's going to take a lot of TLC on this one, I'm afraid. Now this fish here, believe it or not, I'm not going to put it in my best, simply because I think it's already hit its best quality right now, and it's larger than most. So it's going to go into the 40-gallon middle tank, where I'll show you some of the other fish that are in that mid-grade that I'm going to keep. The odds are I will take that and put it with the rest. It just doesn't need the growing space that the other ones do right now. Definitely keep an eye on this one. I'm hoping the blue intensifies. The red's going to be nice. But it's definitely, already hit that size where it doesn't need the special treatment. It's got a great body shape though. Look at that compared to the other one I just showed you. Night and day difference between the size and, well, the body shape. Now, surprisingly, I found these two more in my larger 55-gallon tank, and I thought I'd gone through most of them. I think these two may be two diamonds in the rough. Now, they're not going to go in with my best, but they will go in with my second grouping, that being in the 40-gallon tank. Along with this really dark one I found. It's got some nice red on it. The only problem I found with this guy here is he's got a bit of a short head on him. Some people like it, some people, well, they don't. It's in very shallow water, so his finnage is fine. I just found him at the last second when I was just about thought I was done. Despite several calls, I still found two more that I had to call out. And you may not see it right away, but this one's got a definitely bend to his tail tube, and unfortunately I can't keep him. That will only intensify as he gets older, and it'd be very harmful for the fish. So the best thing I could do is to euthanize it. That and this other one, who has a distinct bend to the spine and to the tube. It's unfortunate, but it's, well, something you have to do if you want to have a good line of fish. Now these are the guys that I selected. I just put them in the tank now. I would really appreciate it if you would list your top 3 picks for these fish. I've listed them through 1 through 13. Let me know why you've selected that fish. Your opinion does matter to me. I really do think it's important to get other people's input because it gives you a different vantage point or to see what they're looking for and what attracts them to a certain fish. And as a breeder, that's important. As I stated before, I do want to produce top quality Shubunkin goldfish. And all kidding aside, whether you call them stub shubs or stubumpkins, these fish are important and so are their quality. If I didn't mention already, this was a 30-gallon tank that I had Odessa barb fry in. I've since sold that tank worth. That was about 65 fish in that tank alone. I've also cleared out a rosy barb fry tank where they had shared it with the some of my Shubunkin in this tank. And I've replaced the fake plants with all live plants. I think that's going to help with the water quality, and it certainly helps with the fish and the overall aesthetics of the tank. These fish weren't my top picks, but I think they should do well in this tank and grow well. It's got this one too has ample filtration with two larger hang on the back filters and a sponge filter. I really do have big hopes for these fish this year. I purchased two IBC tanks just to raise that many more fish over the summer before I sell them off in the fall. And it also gives me more area to breed more fish. I'm really enjoying this aspect of the hobby and to be able to produce some top quality Shubumkins. Remember, if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up, think about subscribing, and hit that notification bell. Even these guys in the 55-gallon tank where I got, well, my pond grade, who knows, there may be a diamond in the rough and they could end up looking like the top quality ones I have from last year, like these guys right here. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful and interesting. I've left you a little bit of footage with my very best Shubumkins. Enjoy. Well, see you again real soon. Bye for now.